Sarah, during the debate, there was a lot of back and forth between the two. It would seem, based on some sort of early indicators, that people are pretty locked on this one, right? That people who were with Walker because they're Republicans and they want to see a Republican win, they are still with him after that debate, after the various stories that have come out about him. And I wonder then who you are looking at as your persuadable universe here.
Well, there was a lot of back and forth, but there was also a lot of evidence on that stage that Herschel Walker is summarily unfit to serve in the United States Senate. This is a man who cannot tell the truth. Whether it's about his business record, whether or not he graduated from college, or how many kids he has, he is utterly unqualified to serve the people of Georgia in the U.S. Senate. So you saw that contrast. And, I think you also saw Reverend Warnock, who time and again has delivered for this state, reaching across the aisle, just like he's done in the U.S. Senate. I mean, he's been willing to work with everyone from Ted Cruz to Tommy Tuberville. This is a man who knows what it takes to put checks in the pockets of Georgians during the pandemic when they needed it most. It's a man who understands what capping the cost of insulin means to seniors here in Georgia. And you simply can't compete with that by flashing a Party City badge in the middle of the debate. Herschel Walker is utterly unprepared and unfit to serve in this office. And the evidence has never been more abundant, and the contrast has never been clearer than it was on the debate stage on Friday.
Juanita, you have been on campaigns where these decisions about surrogates are made. You have President Biden campaigning Colorado, California, Oregon. You have former President Obama who's going to hit a bunch of states, including Georgia. Talk to me about the strategy there and the messages that they can uniquely deliver.
Look, former President Obama is still one of the most popular and highly visible Democrats, and he is going to turn out voters and generate excitement. They know that. That's why they're sending him to these battleground states where he absolutely will make a dent, because keep in mind, campaigns are not only going to show up at this event, volunteers, interested and engaged voters. And what that's going to yield is more volunteers who are going to help turn out voters in November and in this early voting period. It's my understanding Obama will be in Georgia during the last week of early voting, and he's going to emphasize how voters need to turn out early to avoid some of the voter suppression tactics that we know were passed by Kemp and Law. And so another message he's also going to lean in on is about the active threat to our democracy, or about the reality that is facing people with the 6-week abortion ban that we know that Kemp passed. And so he's going to go through these issues that we know resonate with voters and use that to turn that into dynamic energy, which is going to feed into field programs and voter mobilization programs.